Tēnā koutou katoa, ko maua te maunga, ko tauranga te moana, ko taki timu te waka, ko tamate e pōkai whenua te tangata, ko ranginui me na te rangi o kua iwi, ko pirirākau me ngā tamarawaho o ku hapu, ko pautūtarangi, ko huria o ku marae, no tauranga au, ko Milton tuku ingoa. Firstly, there's some acknowledgements that I need to say from the outset, and she's here today, is Lucia Faulkner. She helped me with the preparation of my talk, and that's a big shout out to her. And I'm also with Priya, is it? Priya? Yeah, for her presentation on Te Tapawha. And as I give my presentation, you'll see the layers of tapawha in my kōrero. Yeah. Firstly, I have a family of 6. I have 4 beautiful children and a wife, and myself. My oldest child is Jonathan, he's 24. My girl Kelsey, she's 22. And my next girl, Te Ani Te Mea, she's 20. And then I have a boy, I Hakara, he's 19. I was born to goodly parents. We weren't materially rich, but we were rich we were very family orientated. I'm the oldest of 6 siblings and 1 sister. And my formative life was seemingly boringly normal, in my mind anyway. You have to excuse me because I've written my talk down word for word so I don't miss the essence of my talk. Yeah. In my youth, education wasn't really a strong suit of mine. Instead, I would rather focus on the outdoor activities like fishing and hunting, and those outdoor pursuits. I finished college at the age of 16 without any formal qualifications. I later moved to Tokoroa and started work in forestry work. I loved that immensely, and one of my goals really was for me to save my peanuts to serve a proselyting mission for my church. I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I was there in Tokoroa for a year. We built a gymnasium to one of our facilities over there, and when I finished there, I ended up got a job in forestry. I later served a mission, a 2-year mission. I served in the New Zealand Christchurch mission. I came home, and then I did various labouring jobs over time. And then one of my passions was actually playing playing as a musician, a professional musician, and playing all sorts of genre of music. But my real passion was for rock and roll and WBoP. It was one of my one of my specialties. Later, I met a young woman. She was an occupational therapist at the time, and she saw potential in me, and she said to me, "Why don't you be registered and go back to school and train as a nurse?" And I thought about it, and yeah, I can do that. Yeah, so I gave it a go. I trained at Waikato Polytechnic. I did my 3 years there, and then I worked in medical wards and community health, mental health, and this. Then I got poached to Then I got poached to come back to Tauranga to work for Te Manu Toroa, and from there I did tamariki order nursing and community nursing, practice nursing, and cancer nursing. So my professional career just started to kick in. If bear with me, I just refer back to my notes. Yeah, when I look back on it, by going into nursing, I created opportunities for myself, being male, and also male Māori, and increasing my chances of getting a job at the end of my training was, pretty high. Yeah. Now, after my marriage broke up, I decided to make a clean break from health altogether and retrain as a conveyancer. And I did 2 years of that, and I worked while I was training. I worked on the wharf doing health and safety work there, and doing various other jobs on the wharf, and that kept me in employment while I did my training as a conveyancer. And once I finished from there, I worked for my hapu as a cultural advisor, working on sites significant to Māori, and I did that for a number of years. And then from there, that's where I had my accident. Long story short, I went to hospital because I had chest pains, and because I had a history of working in public health, I was dealing with people that had communicable diseases, and one of those diseases was tuberculosis, and I was showing the signs and symptoms of tuberculosis. I couldn't produce the sputum so they can test it, so the next option was to have a bronchoscopy done. And I went in for a bronchoscopy, and I didn't come out of it, and that led me to having a Praise syndrome, and it's starvation to the brain of oxygen, and and from there that really turned my world upside down and the world of my family. And I spent 6 months in rehab at the hospital, and during the COVID, and I can concur with what's been said. And with fatigue, I got fatigue from not only from my illness or disability, but also from Facebook, Zoom, and also Netflix. That was that was the other one too that gave me fatigue. Yeah, and as much as I could, I did. I couldn't even walk 30 minutes without getting really fatigued. And then when I got out in May last year, I went to Geneva Health, and blessing for me is that I had a 65-metre tracker that I can walk. And so every day, as part of my rehab, I walked 60 metres, then I increased it to 80 metres, and then I got up to a kilometre in one go. So it built up my strength. Yeah. Now, the other thing that I've maintained over time too is maintaining my spiritual well-being, and that came up as well. And I'm an active member in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and I have been since my youth. And that's given me, I think, the focus on too is my administrative roles that I have with church leadership and the church community that I'm involved with. And so that gives me a sense of being as well, and being actively involved there. And that's part of my rehab too. Yeah, and I've also involved myself with cultural activities as well. In terms of my marae experiences, I've been able to maintain those as well throughout my rehab period, and been involved with different things that come up from time to time. The political aspects that come up with marae politics and the wara hapu activities that I'm involved with. So that's a sense of community for me as well. So that's taha whānau coming out and there as well. I'm involved with a disability support trust for a time, and that gives me a sense of being as well, and being involved with the trust and being able to engage and encourage the mighty forwarders that really I don't think we have an input or value their input in terms of these kind of forums. So that's something that I identified as well, that work can be done there to improve our relationships with our whānau. Yeah. One thing that I've learned over this time is about technology, and one of them I just learned recently is how to use Google Docs, and that was something that is foreign to me during the whole time I've grown up. I've been proficient around computers, mainly Word and Word documents. I know my way around them, but since having my pre-syndrome, my eyesight's out of whack, so I have to adjust my my screen so that the screen's is white on black, and the cursor mouse, the cursor has to be a different colour so I can actually see it. Yeah. So just little things, little enablers like those that I have to reset and set up on my laptop. And also, the main thing with my rehab is to regain my my mana and my place in my family and my community, and it's my place of being in my community. Yeah. Huru noa, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Now, is there any questions for me off the floor?
Oh, they gave me a mic because they want to listen to my voice. But yeah, for anyone who didn't hear, it's because like I know Milton because we go to some of the same groups. Do we go to the same gym?
Sorry?
Or we go to the same gym as well?
Yeah.
And next step, yeah. But one of the things that we do there is we have a whole group of us, and I know you talked about some of Mason's frameworks, but the one around Wairua, So we all go, and there's a group of us there who are Māori, and we're always teasing each other. But we all, like, and there's Milton and me and Sam, and then so like I'll be working out and then someone will come along and I'll go, oh, can you take half the waist off because he's next? So, you know, for us, it's about building, the wairu is about your battery. And how do you charge your battery? And for us at the gym, it's about teasing each other and encouraging each other in different ways. So, kia ora, Milt. I just really enjoyed your kōrero and I just wanted to add that into it.
Tēnei te mea ki o koe, Terry.